Honorable Member of Parliament, Mr. Konda Vishweshwar Reddy, Mr. Anirban Mukherjee, Founder and CEO, miniOrange, distinguished CEOs or CISOs, members of the 400 plus industry reps who have told is part of this summit, innovators in the cybersecurity domain. I see some students also, the students, the academia, and also I see few of my ex-colleagues also in the audience, and I should not be forgetting them. My ex-colleagues who are there on the other side, who are now retired, left army and joined the civil world. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to all of you. And we are, today it's 16th of January. I don't think it's too late also to wish everybody Happy New Year too. With this, gentlemen, I would also like to thank the organizers of this summit to invite me for this keynote address, and I feel very privileged. And also, after coming from the stage, after a professional in his own right, Mr. Mukherjee is addressing you all with all technical details. Then you have a politician who has a lot of stories to tell. And coming to the stage after these two luminaries is actually a challenge for me, how to keep you engaged for the next half an hour or so. But definitely I'll try my best, and I'll definitely try to keep you engaged. So gentlemen, as professionals in this field, you who are sitting here, I feel are the vanguard of defense against an invincible and an invisible, relentless enemy. Cyber threats that target not just data, but the very foundations of national security, economic stability, and the societal trust. The Honorable MP in his speech also made a mention of Op Sindoor. I will also definitely cover a bit of Op Sindoor in my speech. I would like to also take this opportunity to compliment each one of you to stand by your army when you undertook Operation Sindoor. In a very, very short span of 4 days, we could get the adversaries on their knees. So I compliment each one of you for standing behind your army and who I could deliver the punch wherein the adversary was down in 4 days. Thank you so much. Now, in an increasingly interconnected world, the intrinsic relation that's between the national security and the cyber security, it lies in the fact that digital domains have become the backbone of nation's sovereignty. We as military men, we are responsible for the territorial integrity of the nation. But however, nowadays, the national security has got intertwined with digital security as well. So national security traditionally will focus on safeguarding the territorial integrity, the citizen welfare, the strategic interests from external and internal threats. But in the digital age, these objectives are profoundly intertwined with cybersecurity, as adversaries can exploit vulnerabilities in critical infrastructure, such as power grids, financial systems, defense networks, to achieve the effects akin to a conventional warfare without even getting into the kinetic domain. Thus, the robust cybersecurity is not merely a technical jargon or an imperative, but a foundational pillar of national defense. It requires integrated strategies that blend intelligence, policy, innovation to preempt and mitigate the threats in this invisible battlefield. Now again coming back to Op Sindoor provided an important contemporary lessons for us. Op Sindoor was short, crisp and tightly executed operation marked by clarity of political intent, speed of military action and precise execution. It demonstrated how military engagements are increasingly designed to achieve the designed objectives quickly, avoiding prolonged conflict wherever possible. However, relating to this summit, how do I relate Ops Sindoor? During Ops Sindoor, Indian, or rather nation, we experienced massive hostile digital activity across multiple sectors. I will give out few statistics. The power sector alone recorded roughly 200,000 cyber attack attempts, and public-facing government and critical infrastructure assets faced intrusion attempts ranging from several hundred thousand to over 1 million hits in that short operational window of 4 days. And these attacks were traced back to hundreds of state and non-state actors from across 13 countries. The volume and timeline of these attacks clearly indicate that these were pre-planned and well coordinated. And here's a lesson for us: we should also be ready for adequate cyber defense. In aggregate, India faced approximately 1.5 million cyber attacks during the cyber Ops Sindoor window. Sector-wise analysis, if I have to do, it showed 25% of the attacks targeted defense and military networks, 20% targeted government ministries and external affairs systems, 15% focused on telecom and network infrastructure, 10% each targeted finance and tax platforms, healthcare institutions and education systems, while the state government portals and media platforms accounted for the remaining 10%. This distribution highlights a deliberate strategy to degrade both the war-fighting capability and the national governance simultaneously. So modern conflicts actually demonstrated that cyber information operations routinely target civilian networks and institutions, blurring the distinction between front lines and hinterlands. As the Honorable MP has mentioned, that he gave a reference to the Chinese cyber war fighting potential, where they are having mass recruitments for their cyber offensives. So cyber defense can no longer be the exclusive responsibility of the armed forces. A whole of nation approach is essential, where the academia contributes to research and skilled manpower, industry delivers scalable and resilient technologies, and civil agencies coordinate protection of national infrastructure collectively, enabling sustained cyber defense capability in an era where digital disruption can have strategic and societal impact comparable to any kinetic attack. As the world's most populous nation and rising tech powerhouse, India logged over 265 million cyber attacks in 2025 alone, with Trojans and file infectors making up bulk of the detections. The Securite India Cyber Threat Report 2026 highlights that AI-generated phishing and cloud identity compromises are the rising risks, with data integrity manipulation posing a major threat. And Indian organizations faced an average of 2,000 cyber attacks per week in 2025 as per the Checkpoints report, underscoring the vulnerability of sectors like defense and energy. In the late 2025, the Cloudflare's infrastructure faced an unprecedented cyber threat when it detected and mitigated a record-breaking DDoS attack peaking at 29.7 terabits per second, the largest recorded so far. So these are all actually the threat vectors which I'm trying to highlight here, where we have the industry sitting across, we have the academia sitting, we have the students, and as the MP, the speaker prior to me made a mention, this is a huge potential we have amongst our populace, amongst our industry, amongst our children, actually, wherein we can actually have a cyber defense which is worth emulating by the other nations. Across all this, one thing is very clear, that cybersecurity is reshaping the battlefield. And in 2025-26, the AI threats have now surged. Adversaries use now generative AI for phishing. That's the 25% more effective tricking models as per the industry. So the cyber threats have escalated from opportunistic hacks to sophisticated state-sponsored campaigns, as the reference was made by the previous speaker. And as for the industry is concerned, and for the nations, globally, it is estimated that the cyber crime cost reached a staggering $10.5 trillion in 2025, which was approximately 6 trillion just 4 years prior. So for you, as the CEOs and the CISOs, CISOs or info security officers who was sitting here, this is actually a challenge, while at the same time it's an opportunity for you all. The AI-driven threat detection tools tailored to India's diverse ecosystem, you are the one who can actually develop and give us this ecosystem. The government has started initiatives, just as the National Cybersecurity Coordinators push for indigenous solutions, which opens the doors for the SMEs to partner on military-grade defenses. And as we navigate the developments, it is essential to align your strategies with the user expectations. That is more important. As in fact, Mr. Mukherjee also made a mention that you have to understand the user expectations. You cannot come out with a solution to just customized for the user as an temporary patchwork. No. You have to understand the requirement of the user and come out with a solution. And you have to set the bar high for yourself in research and development, and of course HR, and you must chart a forward-looking roadmap so that India is actually envied by the world as one of the most potent cybersecurity professional resource of the world. So I would like to highlight that a significant vulnerability arises from the heavy dependence on the limited number of global cybersecurity players. Here is an issue which as an organization we also feel on a day in and day out basis. Wherever, be it in hardware, be it in software, our dependency is too much on the foreign vendors and the foreign products. So there lies an opportunity for you all to actually come up and meet the challenge. They are the companies who are built over years or decades. You might be a startup, but if you start now, you will be able to match them. And again, I reiterate that the HR talent that we have in a nation is anybody's business. So if you have the will, you will be able to do it, and you will actually give us the opportunity to, instead of going towards the foreign players, we come down and you give us the support with some indigenous products and which we would love to take on. So you have to give us the alternatives, and this we are dependent on the cybersecurity startups, the defense PSUs, and of course the private technology firms, to ensure that the autonomy, transparency, and continuity operations of us continue, as we will not be dependent on foreign products. So in the bottom line, that the nation is actually encouraging Atmanirbharta, which is the word which is being used on a daily basis in every forum of the government. I would also urge that let's become Atmanirbhar as far as cybersecurity products are concerned, and we have the talent and we have the capability, and this will give us a handle to actually make our cyber defenses or the national defense more stronger. Next, the elephant in the room is quantum technology. Again, as the member of parliament has mentioned, and one thing I would like to highlight, what he has mentioned, the Indian Army has contributed significantly with the National Quantum Mission's project of quantum key distribution. Actually, we jointly collaborated and we facilitated their trials of 500 kilometers of quantum key distribution in our area. In fact, in Southern Command, we have got it done. And it's a joint project of us and the National Quantum Mission. And that's how India could be placed in the map wherein we had successfully done quantum key distribution over 500 kilometers of optical fiber. So the National Quantum Mission is giving lot of encouragement. So R&D is on quantum resilient cryptography and AI-driven solutions for the nation. That is what they are encouraging. And I would urge the startups, the CEOs or the founders, those who are here, they all also can connect if you are interested in quantum technology with the National Quantum Mission. And that will actually, again, make you a futuristic sort of proposal. If we can say that we have not made any LLM, as Mr. Mukherjee has made, that we have missed the bus as far as LLM is concerned, so we should not be missing the bus as far as quantum is concerned, because I am sure with the government's push and the National Quantum Mission steering the quantum projects, if you one can latch on to this, we will be definitely, the nation will be definitely in the forefront as far as quantum technology is concerned, and quantum technology comes along with the quantum security. Finally, I would like to also highlight the human resources aspect, which again I am reiterating time and again, because we have in our nation hundreds, I think approximately 9,000 total engineering colleges which are there in the country. So, and cybersecurity is a domain, is a niche domain. It is not taught in each of the colleges and must be one of the minor subjects in the colleges. So here, I urge the startups to reach out to these colleges and catch them early, and then try to groom them in this niche field, so that the cyber commandos, which was referring to by my earlier speaker, that we can have them in time for the nation and for the armed forces also. So I would urge the CEOs or sitting here and the founders to chart a roadmap, so that the demand is huge and the supply is less as far as cybersecurity professionals are concerned. I will urge you to put all your efforts to bridge this gap, so that again, we are actually serving the nation in a way by giving us a solid cyber defense potential. Finally, before I close, I would like to reiterate that the cyber battlefield is dynamic, and so we should also be equally. And by leveraging the insights which I mentioned of the attacks that happened during Op Sindoor, to the talent gap that exists as on date, we urge all of you to forge together for a more secure future. And in more secure future, the more secure our national defense is, the more secure the cyber defense is, more secure are you, more secure are your families, more secure are your children, more secure are your loved ones. So let's commit to more innovation, collaboration, R&D, and be vigilant of all the technologies that is coming up, and try to latch on to it at the earliest, so that we can build upon it. I would like to wish this Identity Summit a grand success. May we continue to learn and grow and contribute to the national security through this whole-of-nation approach. Thank you all. Jai Hind.